Hello, and thank you for taking the time to review my application for the Global Citizen Scholarship Program. My name is Lindsey Wyatt. I am 16 years old, and I am a junior at Valencia High School in Placentia, California. I was involved in cheer during my freshman and sophomore years, and am now a member of the cross-country team this year. As is typical with many high schools in the United States, Valencia High School is a modern facility, and we utilize advanced technology in the classroom. We have smartboards, smartphones, Google Classroom, and most of the latest and greatest gadgets to help us with our education. Most of our students live fairly close to school, and transportation to and from school is not a problem. Many students in the upper grades even have their own cars and can drive themselves to school. But this type of educational atmosphere is unheard of to students in many parts of the world. For the past several years, my family has sponsored 2 underprivileged children in Africa. A few years ago, I had the unique opportunity of meeting and visiting with one of our sponsored children, a young boy named Sipu Setu, in the small kingdom of Swaziland in southern Africa. I met with Sipu Setu at his school, a primitive brick building with mud walls and hand-drawn charts as educational aids. There was no running water at the school, and the teachers had to beg, borrow, and steal just to get pencils for the students to write with. Sipu Setu and his classmates had to walk nearly 5 miles every day just to get to school. The school accommodated students of all grades from kindergarten through the end of high school. This experience was a defining moment for me in my educational life because up until this point, I hadn't given a second thought about how good we have it here as students in America. While most students in developed countries would consider the students at Sipu Setu School as being underprivileged, Sipu Setu and his friends didn't know any different. They were happy, good-natured, and wanted to learn. To them, their school was normal. When I saw this, it was an incredibly powerful moment for me educationally and has helped shape the person I am today. After this experience, I could care less about material possessions and more about learning and creating relationships. It caused me to recognize and appreciate how fortunate I am and created in me a desire to make the most of my education. It also helped me to realize that no matter what a person's socioeconomic status is, they have the right to a solid and quality education. My experience with Sipu Setu also developed in me a strong desire to travel and to experience different cultures. I think that my travels have helped mold me into a global citizen, and I think we all have an obligation to develop others into global citizens as well. I think this is becoming more and more important as the world becomes a cross-cultural global marketplace. Our borders are expanding as the internet and World Wide Web become more prolific even in what have traditionally been considered third world countries. As such, I believe that I have an innovative educational idea to help prepare today's students for tomorrow's world. My idea is an expansion of the traditional foreign exchange student model. In the traditional model, a student, usually one with a family that is financially secure, travels to a foreign country for a semester of school. In my model, the student would be selected from a pool of applicants, half of whom will come from third world countries. It will also be a true exchange, where the student from a third world country will actually swap places with a student from a more developed country. I propose that for every student selected, a teacher is selected to accompany the student. I believe that this will create an exponential exposure to different cultures since you will now have both teachers and students globalizing their educational growth. One of my first questions I have been asked when I have discussed my idea with people has been, where is the funding going to come from? I believe that the business community should sponsor the students and their teachers, and in exchange, the participating businesses will receive governmental tax credits. In my opinion, this model is a win-win proposition. It removes the burden of funding from the public and the students and staff. It allows the participating business community to expand its reach beyond borders, and it prepares the students and teachers to become global citizens. Thank you for your time, and I hope to join you at the Global Student Leader Summit next summer.